The last 5 years we've been blessed with Ozark, and it's hard to believe the end is already in sight. But Ozark Season 4 Part 2's most recent trailer has revealed a major spoiler. What is it, and what does it mean? What is Julia Garner going to do when the series is over? And what can we expect from the final volume of Ozark? You'll find out later in this video. Let's start with why was the last season of Ozark split into 2 volumes? No matter how much we love Ozark and certainly wouldn't mind a few more seasons, but that's not the kind of show Ozark is. As Jason Bateman, who portrays Marty Byrde, said himself, if they keep going a whole lot longer, they'll end up jumping the shark. Unless they slow down the pace and risk repeating themselves just for the sake of more seasons. They would go on just because it's a TV show, and not because there's more story to tell. And that's something they've never wanted. Chris Mundy says that they've always known that 5 seasons would be the absolute max they could go. And then Netflix came up with the idea to keep it at 4 seasons, but make the 4th season long and split it into 2, which satisfied everyone. Mundy fought for extra episodes to a 4th season in favor of a season 5. With the extra episodes, he was convinced that they could make the season feel complete. And that's why we'll get another 7 episodes to say goodbye to one of our favorite shows. They did treat the 2 parts as 2 separate seasons while in the writing room. Mundy revealed despite the 2 parts being on a continuum, Mundy wanted to make sure they treated the volumes as seasons because that's how people will experience it. We're very curious to find out how that has worked out once Volume 2 is released. Next, when can we see the final volume of Ozark and what can we expect from it? In a recent teaser trailer, Netflix announced that we can expect the story of the Byrdes to come to an end on April 29th, 2022. The second volume of Season 4, all 7 episodes, will be dropped at the end of April. Even though we had to wait a full 3 months for the story to continue, not a second will have passed at the beginning of the new volume. We'll pick right back up where they left off. The final 7 episodes will have an important question to answer, like what is the real agenda of the mysterious investigator, Mel Statham? Even if Ruth has the courage to go up against the cartel on her own, will she survive? What is she willing to do in the name of vengeance? Talking about revenge, will Jonah avenge his Uncle Ben's death? How far is he willing to go in rebellion to his parents? And who is the devastating car crash that we saw in the very first episode of Season 4? Sadly, we know that not everyone of the cast will make it to the final episodes, unless we're talking about backflashes to memories. Among the ones we've left behind are Darlene Snell and Wyatt Langmore. Their death will definitely have a huge impact on the final part of the story, but their end felt a little anticlimactic because it was the result of a conflict from Season 1. Next up, a farewell to Ozark. To make the ending of such an amazing show as Ozark a tiny bit more bearable, Netflix is sending the show off with a special. It's called A Farewell to Ozark and will be 30 minutes long, filled with everything we want to know about our favorite show, and everything that we didn't know we needed. Netflix let it be known in their own announcement that the retrospective is a sort of love letter to the show, giving it the love it deserves for being one of the streamer's most successful shows. In the special, we'll explore the genesis of Ozark, its rich characters that we all loved and love to hate, the performances that took our breath away, and the incredible team of creatives who made magic behind the cameras. Not to mention the mountain of memories that the last 5 years have given the cast and crew. As a way to say goodbye, A Farewell to Ozark will let us know what it was like for the cast to make the show we all love so much. Though there's no word who will be featuring in the retrospective, we can safely assume that at least some of the cast will be in it, and will most likely be introduced to the wonderful team behind the scenes that pulled the breathtaking performances together. A Farewell to Ozark will be released on the same day as the final episodes, which is April 29th, 2022. Don't go anywhere. Do you know what Julia Garner's next big project is going to be? What are some of the theories about how it's going to all end for Ozark? And what major spoiler does the new trailer reveal? You hear all about this in the next part of this video. First, Julia Garner is spreading her wings after Ozark. Just in case you couldn't quite believe that Ozark was finally coming to its natural end, this news will probably convince you to start letting go of our beloved characters. Because with the end of something old, there will always be something new to greet. And when it comes to our favorite actors moving on, that usually means that new content that we'll be able to look forward to, which is why it's always a good idea to check what the next project of your favorite actors are going to be. Julia Garner has shocked her fans with news about what the next project is going to be. She decided to spread her wings, although it's a little bit of a disappointment for those who are already longing to see her portray another captivating character. She decided to take a shot at producing. Together with producing partner Rowan Riley, she found Alma Mango in 2021. The goal of the company is to support emerging talent, amateur-driven storytellers, and playwrights. They went to boost emerging voices while making projects for a global audience, and they already signed their first look deal with Tomorrow Studios. She seems extremely excited to start with the next chapter of her life and career, and so are we. With talent like Garner's, anything that she will unleash her creative power on is bound to be amazing. We can't wait to see what she'll produce. Next up, how will it all end for Ozark? From the moment we stepped into the Ozark world, we have been met with a world that absolutely defies all possible expectations. There has been an endless web of betrayals, heartbreak, near-death experiences, and shady deals with corrupt politicians and cartels. And none of it happened in any way we could ever have thought possible. So do we think it's possible to predict where the show will end? Nope, but it's still fun to try and come up with theories that could work, or maybe even should. A fan favorite is that Marty and Wendy will end up becoming the head of the cartel. Wendy came up with the idea herself, but at the time, it wouldn't have worked. Right now, it seems like one of those ideas are so crazy they might actually work, but if that happens, Maya Miller, the FBI's rogue agent, just might be the one to bring the Byrde family down, especially if she manages to connect with Mel, the PI. die. The two of them together will have more than enough to bring down the Byrdes. But no matter what happens, there's one thing we can absolutely be sure of, and that is that someone has to die. One of the Byrdes is not going to make it to the end. Or is that exactly why they will somehow find their way out? With Ozark, you never know. And now Ozark Season 4 Part 2 major spoilers revealed in most recent trailer. What is something else we can say with reasonable certainty? If the latest teaser trailer is anything to go by, it has officially been confirmed that Ruth Langmore will shoot Omar Navarro's nephew, Javi Elizonndro. And many consider this major moment to be a huge spoiler for what's to come from the end of Ozark. And judging by the rest of the trailer, the aftermath of Ruth's decision will have far-reaching repercussions for the Byrdes. If you thought it wasn't possible for the Byrdes to get into much more trouble, you were wrong. Julia Garner has also teased the upcoming ending, and if we're to believe her, it's really going to be intense. Very intense. According to her, what we have seen so far is really only the beginning of what's yet to come. But do we believe that they would actually give away such a huge spoiler? Don't we know better? Ozark has always given our expectations the cold shoulder and smacked us right in the face with what Ozark wanted to do. It's why we've come to love the show so much in the first place. Many argue that the sequence can't be real. It must be a dream. But those who believe Javi's death is set in stone say that the consequences after his supposed death, laid out in the trailer, can't be a dream. In any case, the latest trailer has fans in a frenzy. That was it. We can't wait to finally see where the road will end for Ozark. What do you think's gonna happen in the final episodes of one of the best shows out there? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.